Hello, today I'm presenting a critical analysis of UCI's WebRack system. Um, Let me start by explaining what WebRack is. WebRack is UCI's primary course enrollment interface. Students use it to enroll in classes, drop courses, manage their waitlist, and view the class schedules. Despite being so essential, WebRack suffers from significant usability and accessibility problems. The first major usability principle WebRack violate is consistency. This principle states that similar situations should have similar sequence of actions, use identical terminology, and maintain consistent virtual layout. Consistency makes system easier to learn. So what's the problem with WebRack? The first problem is the navigation chaos. The left sidebar contains a mix of like blue hyperlinks and yellow headers without like clear visual hierarchy. There's also like mixed link styles. Some links appear as underlined blue text, other appears as yellow menu in navigation menu, and there are also like link text in the middle. This really like creates three different like interaction patterns for the same function type. This is a violation of consistency. When users encounter three different navigation patterns, they have to stop and think every single time. Is this clickable? What will happen if I click this? This creates cognitive overload during a process that should be straightforward. A well-designed system with one consistent virtual language for all interactive element. The second golden rule that WebRack violates is the informatic um, feedback. This principle states that for every user action, the system should provide appropriate feedback, and WebRack files dense text words like critical information like enrollment windows, like when is the enrollment window open, deadlines and unit limits, and also the live time for the unit limit is in the entire long paragraphs. Just no virtual hierarchy. No call out boxes, no icons, just word of text that force students to read every sentence carefully to find the one deadline they need. This is really terrible. And now let's move on to accessibility. The WebRack violates the contrast minimum, which is a level AA requirement. This guideline states that text and image of text must have a contrast ratio of at least like 4.5 to 1 or 3 to 1 for large text. And this ensures content is readable for users with low vision, color blindness, or those viewing like screens in bright light condition. And when you like look at the yellow navigation bar at the top, use like blue text on yellow background for critical menu items like UCI Home, Schedule for classes, and General Catalog. This blue on yellow combination creates an estimated contrast ratio of only about 3 to 1, fell into the 4.5 to 1 requirement for normal size tests. And like students with low vision, color blindness, or those trying to register for classes on their phone outside the bright sunlight literally cannot read this critical navigation element. Actually, web accessibility isn't optional. It is required by law under the ADA, and it is the right thing to do. UCI should be setting an example by meeting WCAG standards on essential student service. So let me summarize the three key issues. The first one is inconsistency. The second one would be poor feedback, and the third one would be low contrast. And my recommendations for improvement are pretty straightforward. The first would be like standardize the navigation, use a single consistent visual style for all interactive element. The second one would be like to try to implement a virtual hierarchy, use something like call boxes, icons, and formatting to highlight critical deadlines. And the last one would be like try to redesign the color scheme to meet the contrast minimum requirement. To conclude, WebRack are seldom student during critical enrollment periods, yet its design creates unnecessary barriers through inconsistent navigation, poor information, architecture, and accessibility violation. By applying fundamental usability principle from the golden rules and meeting standards, UCI can transform WebRack into an inclusive, efficient system that truly serves our students. The one last sentence I would like to say is that good design is accessible design. Thank you.